Okay, in last classes we studied about reproduction, sexual reproduction in plants. Next, cell division, cell cycle. In cell division, mitosis process, meiosis process, like different types of topics of reproduction chapter completed in last classes. Okay, now in this class we will discuss about nutrition. Okay, first chapter, nutrition. You know very well that nutrition. What is nutrition? What is nutrition? Nutrition means process of taking of nutrients. Process of taking of nutrients is called nutrition. Actually, in plants, you know very well that different types of nutrition process are there. In plants, different types of nutrition processes are there. For example, you know very well that main important one is autotrophic modes. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. Understanding. Next, parasitic nutrition. You know very well that. Next, saprophytic nutrition. Okay, observe. These are main important types. Autotrophic ones, parasitic, saprophytic, symbiotic type also there. Okay, here these are main important types. Here, autotrophic mode of nutrition. What is autotrophic mode of nutrition? What is actually what are autotrophs here? What are autotrophs? Autotrophs means you know organisms which can prepare their own food material. They are called autotrophs. They are called autotrophs. Autotroph, listen carefully here, are type of nutrition which is performed by autotrophs is called autotrophic mode of nutrition. Understanding? Next, parasitic nutrition. Here, what are parasites actually? How can we define? Here, autotroph means organisms which can prepare their own food material. They are actually autotrophs. Understanding? Here, to prepare their own food materials, they should have very important green color pigment. They should have green color pigment. That is actually, that is very important one, chlorophyll. What is chlorophyll pigment? It is very important pigment. Without this pigment, no organism can prepare their own food materials. No organism can prepare their own food materials. This is very important pigment. Okay, you know what is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll actually it traps the solar energy and converts into chemical energy. Okay, this is the main function of the chlorophyll. Without chlorophyll, any organism, okay, any organism or no organism can prepare their own food material. They are here autotrophs. Here parasites. What are parasites? Parasites means organisms which are dependent on the other organisms for food material, for food material or water. They are called parasites. Mode of nutrition which is performed by parasite is called parasitic mode of nutrition. Actually, maximum animals act as parasites, but some plants also act as parasites. You know very well that some, for example, Cuscuta, very important, best example for the parasites, parasitic plant, that is Cuscuta, dodder plant. Actually, that is dodder plant. Are understanding? Here, actually, listen carefully here. Parasite means organism organisms which are dependent on the other living organisms for food material. Okay, without killing them. It is also very important. Here, parasites, maximum parasites, they do not kill the host organism suddenly. Okay, they do not kill the host organism before taking nutrients from that host organism. Okay, this is very important. Actually, they depend on living organism. Okay, this is very important. Cuscuta plant also same. Cuscuta plant depends on the other big plants, living plants, to obtain the nutrients, water, like. Understanding? This is here parasitic mode of nutrition. Next here, saprophytic modes. Okay, saprophytic modes. Saprophyte what are? Saprophyte. Here saprophyte means organism which are dependent on, listen carefully, which are dependent on dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter are called saprophytes. They show saprophytic mode of nutrition. Understanding? Means saprophytic mode. Example is some fungi. You know, different types of fungi. Different types of fungi, they show saprophytic mode of nutrition. Okay, understanding? Let us discuss all these three types of nutrition process one by one. First, from saprophytic mode of nutrition. Observe one all. Saprophytic nutrition. Their examples are fungi. Already we discussed. Examples are fungi. For example, here fungi means what are fungi? These are non-green plants. They do not have chlorophyll pigment. That is why they cannot perform photosynthesis process and they cannot prepare their own food material. They cannot prepare their own food. That is why they must depend on the other organism or other organic matter to get the nutrient or to get the food material. Okay, here fungi on which organism or on which material fungi are dependent. Actually, they are dependent on the dead and decaying matter. Dead and decaying matter. Understanding? Or any other organic matter. Dead organic matter. Decaying organic matter. Decomposing organic matter. Understanding? Okay. Here, best example, rhizophos. Is a common bread mouse. Commonly, we call rhizophos as bread mouse. Understanding? Actually, when we keep bread in open place. When we keep bread in open place for long time or for a week, then what will happen? Actually, after a week, we can observe black color powdery like substance and black color patches on the bread. What are they? Actually, they are signs of the bread mold. They are important structures of the bread mold. Okay, are structures of the rhizopus, are symbols of the rhizopus. Actually, rhizopus, it has like this filamentous body. This entire filamentous body is called actually mycelium. Actually, it is called mycelium. Here, each filament of mycelium is called, for example, it is a filament. Now this filament is called hyphae. Is called hyphae. Understanding? Here, actually hyphae or entire mycelium, it is appeared as white color. White in color. After certain growth of mycelium under favorable conditions, from mycelium, some specialized hyphae, are grown vertically like this. Are grown vertically like this. These are called very important structures. Understanding? What are they? Usually spongiopods. These are called spongiopods. At the tip of the sporangiopore, a node-like structure is present. It is called sporangium. What? Sporangium. Inside of this sporangium, number of black color microscopic structures. They are developed. They are called spores. They are called actually. Whenever spores are completely developed inside of this sporangium gets ruptured. Sporangium gets ruptured. Then what will happen? Then all spores are released out into the atmospheric age. Okay, if this mycelium is present on bread, then we can observe black color spores on bread. Understand? Okay, when we observe the bread, we can observe black color patches or black color powdery like substance. That black color powdery like substance is here spore powder. Okay, here powder of this. Understanding? Okay, like this, here bread mold or rhizopus grows on the bread. Here another important one we can observe. For example, Like this. Here these are rhizoids. Listen carefully. Usually rhizoids, they are penetrated into the breast. They are penetrated into breast. Then they secrete a type of digestive enzyme into the breast. Okay, due to presence of those digestive enzymes or chemicals, bread is, listen carefully here, bread is digested. Bread is here digested. After digestion process, digested materials are absorbed by rhizoid. Absorbed by rhizoid. Understanding? In this way, usually fungi, they obtain their nutrients. Understanding? This is actually saprophytic nutrition. Saprophytic nutrition. They digest the material outside of their body. After digestion, they obtain or they absorb the nutrients into their body. Okay, this is the saprophytic mode of nutrition. Observe. Next, next, parasitic nutrition. Okay, observe parasitic nutrition. What is parasitic nutrition? Already we discussed the example is Kaspuka. Okay, Kaspuka is a genus name. Understanding? Kaspuka means a genus name. These genus are usually 170 species. 170 tiny species are present in this Kaspuka genus. Okay, actually the common species is Kaspuka reflexa. Kaspuka reflexa. This is the scientific name. Scientific name of the plant. Common name is dodder plant. What? Dodder plant. Here, this plant is belongs to. This plant belongs to the family that is morning glory family. This is the common name of this family. Common name, morning glory family. Scientific name is actually Convolvulaceae. Convolvulaceae family. This is very important family. Cuscuta genus or Cuscuta plant belong to Convolvulaceae family. This is very important. Approximately here 170 species are present in this genus. They are distributed through the world in different types of regions, from tropical region to temperate region. In all regions, Cuscuta plants can grow. Approximately 170 twining species are present in Cuscuta. Understanding? Okay. It's a very important plant. Next, when we observe the Cuscuta reflexa or any other Cuscuta plant, actually chlorophyll is absent. Chlorophyll is absent. Understanding? That is why they cannot perform the photosynthesis process and they cannot prepare their own food material. Understanding? Because there is no chlorophyll. That is why they should depend on the other plants or other animals or other organisms. They should depend. Now on each organism, Cuscuta plants depend on each organism. Actually, Cuscuta plants depend on the other big plants. Other big plants. Understanding? Either any other one, either neem plant, tamarind plant, or any other one. Different plants. It can grow. It can depend on any other plant as parasite. As a parasitic plant. Here, when we observe the leaves, leaves, actually leaves are modified as very small microscopic tiny structures, microscopic small tiny structures are minute structures. Okay, they are scale leaves. They are actually scale leaves. Understanding? Means leaves are here absent. Next, stem. Stems are slender, twining. Okay, these are twine. Next, string-like structures. Okay, these are thread-like structures or string-like structures. These are string-like structures. Are you understanding? Small string-like structures. Usually, they are in different types of colors. For example, some are in yellow color, some are in orange color, some are in pink or brown color. Pink or brown. These are very small structures, twine structures, twining. Okay, spiral-like structure stems. They twine around the branches of the other host plant. Okay, these are stems. Next, flowers. Actually, flowers are present in clusters. These are present in clusters. Clusters of small bubble-like or nodule-like structures. Clusters of nodules. Nodule-like structures means, for example, imagine this is a host plant. Here, observe like this. This is the stem actually. Next, when we observe this type of cluster-like structures. Okay, observe those type of clusters. Means when we observe these clusters, like this clusters. These are flowers actually. Means entire here inflorescence. Inflorescence flowers. Okay, observe carefully. Next here, they are clusters. They are present in clusters. All flowers are present in clusters. Okay, they are appeared as nodule-like structures. Actually, flowers have white color or yellow color petals. Yellow color petals. Understanding? Next, they are actually bell-shaped petals. Petals are in bell shape. Okay, these are the flowers. Next, okay, observe once all. Next, root system. Roots of daughter plants. They are just anchoring roots. They are just anchoring roots. Okay, supporting roots. Just they are anchoring roots. Temporary roots, not permanent roots. Means after some time they will regenerate, mean degenerate. Understanding? Roots rot and degenerate after some time. Means short-lived ones. They are short-lived. They are short-lived roots. They live for short time only. Understanding? Next, they are anchoring roots. Just they are anchoring roots. After some time, they are degenerated, and entire plant of the cuscuta is separated or detached from the soil. Understanding? Okay, this is about roots. This is about roots. Next, how parasitic plants grow. How means, for example, imagine This is a host plant. This is here host plant. Next, this is the seed. This is the seed of the Cuscuta plant. Seed of Cuscuta plant. Observe, first seed of Cuscuta plants germinates, forming the anchoring root into the soil like this. Then another stem towards the upper side. Listen carefully here. Anchoring root is developed from the germinating seed into the soil. Next, a slender, listen carefully here, a slender stem is developed from the germinating seed. Then what will happen? This slender, weak stem grows aerially in spiral fashion. Till, listen carefully here, it grows in spiral manner till it reaches to the host plant. Okay, like this it grows like this in spiral manner. Okay, then ultimately it reaches to host plant branch or branch of the host plant. Understanding? Whenever it reaches to the branch of the host plant, immediately it twines around the, listen carefully here, it twines around the branch of the host plant. Like this. Observe carefully. Like this it twines around the branch of the host plant. Then what will happen? Then listen, stem penetrates the some hair-like microscopic roots into the tissues of host plants. These hair-like structures or hair-like roots are called haustorial roots. These are called haustorial roots. Very important, remember, these are haustorial roots. Whenever it reaches to the host plants, stem of the Cuscuta plants penetrates some hair-like microscopic root-like structures into the tissues of the host plant. These hair-like roots are called haustorial roots. These are called haustorial roots. In which tissues? Listen carefully here. Actually, haustorial roots are penetrated into the in which type of tissues? Actually, xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Xylem tissue and phloem tissue. Remember. Then after penetration, host plant. Listen carefully. After penetration, then these Cuscuta plants absorb the water from. Listen carefully here. Absorb the water from xylem. Next, absorb the different types of nutrients. Means here food material actually. Okay, means food material or nutrients. What are nutrients here? Here food material. Okay, different types of food materials from the phloem. Are you understanding? Okay, next what will happen? Whenever Cuscuta plants, listen, Cuscuta plants has made the connection with the host plants. Whenever Cuscuta plants has made connection with the host plants, root of the Cuscuta plants rots. Roots of the root system of the Cuscuta plant rots and degenerates. Listen, root system, entire root system, this short-lived root system are anchoring root system or anchoring roots. They are degenerated. Whenever they are degenerated, now Cuscuta plant or stem of the Cuscuta plant is detached from the soil. Detached from the soil like this. Then now listen, now by taking the water, nutrients and food materials from host plant, Cuscuta plant can grow very rapidly. Cuscuta plant can grow very rapidly. It forms a number of branches. It forms number of branches like this and like this. Like this. It forms a number of branches and it winds around the all branches of the host plant. Winds around the all branches of the host plant like this. It encloses the entire plant of the host plant. Okay, like this, and it forms number of haustorial roots into the tissues of the host plant here and there. Ultimately, it forms or ultimately it covers the entire plant like envelope. And when we observe the entire host plant, then this Cuscuta plant is appeared as network-like structure. a network-like structure. Okay, by forming number of pastoral roots into the host plants. Like this, in this manner, Cuscuta plant can grow rapidly. Okay, can grow here like this dependently in this manner. Understanding? Okay, this is here parasitic nutrition.